What was the darkest day of my life, and was there anyone who made that day better? I waited 5 years to get pregnant. 5 years of shots, doctor visits, and bad news. Me and my husband Eric finally got lucky. We painted the baby room blue, built the crib on a Saturday, even fought over which stuffed bear to buy. Everything felt right for once. Then week 33 happened. I woke up at 4 a.m. and the sheets were soaked in blood. I couldn't move, just stared at it. Eric called 911 and I remember the ambulance lights flashing through our bedroom window. The hospital was a blur. Nurses moved fast but wouldn't look at me. A doctor came in and said there was internal bleeding. Then she said the baby had no heartbeat. I heard the words but they didn't connect, like someone was talking underwater. By noon, I delivered him. A boy. He was perfect. Tiny fingers, little nose, just not breathing. They asked if I wanted to hold him and I said no. I couldn't. They wrapped him up and took him away. Eric sat next to my bed but didn't say anything. What do you even say? We went home 2 days later. Eric went back to work the next morning. Said he needed to stay busy. I stayed home staring at the crib we built. I couldn't take it apart. Couldn't go in that room. Couldn't do anything really. I didn't shower for 6 days. Didn't answer texts. Just sat on the couch in the same pajamas watching the ceiling fan spin. On day 6, someone knocked on the door. I almost didn't answer. It was my neighbor, Mrs. Copeland. She was like 80 years old. We'd only waved at each other before. Never really talked. She was holding a glass dish covered in foil. She didn't say sorry. Didn't ask how I was doing. Just said, "You need to eat. I'm coming in." She walked right past me into the kitchen. Put the casserole on the counter. Grabbed 2 plates like she lived there. Heated up the food and sat down at my table. "Eat," she said. Not mean, just firm, like a teacher. So I ate. And halfway through I started crying. Like ugly crying. Snot everywhere. She just handed me a napkin and kept eating her food. When I finally stopped, she said, "I lost a baby in 1968, a girl. Nobody talked about it back then. You just went home and pretended it didn't happen." She said it so simple, like she was telling me the weather, but her eyes were watery. "It doesn't go away," she said, "but it gets different." She came back every single day that week. Tuesday she brought soup, Wednesday just tea, Thursday she didn't bring anything, just sat with me and we watched some old game show. Didn't talk, just existed in the same room. Friday I told her I needed to take down the crib. She said okay and followed me upstairs. We stood in the doorway of the baby room. I couldn't go in. She walked in first, started folding the little onesies we'd washed. I joined her after a minute. We packed everything into boxes without saying much. When we got to the stuffed bear Eric and I fought over, she said, "Keep that one out." So I did. Eric came home that night and saw the empty room. He stood in the doorway for a long time. Then he sat on the floor and cried. First time since the hospital. I sat next to him. We didn't talk. Just cried together finally. Mrs. Copeland kept coming over. Not every day anymore, but enough. She'd text me on bad mornings. Weird stuff like, "I made too many cookies," or "My TV's broken, can I watch yours?" I knew what she was doing, giving me reasons to get up. 2 months later, I finally asked her why she helped me. We barely knew each other. She said, "Because nobody helped me." And I remembered how that felt. Then she changed the subject like it was nothing.